A few weeks ago, Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 released on Steam to some pretty bad reviews. Many fans said it was too buggy, it had bad gameplay, and there was overall a huge downgrade from the previous chapter. And I honestly disagree with this hate a lot. I personally think Chapter 4 is actually one of the best video games I've ever played, like ever. But today we're going to be going through people's reviews on the game, why they think it was bad, and why I personally disagree. The first thing a lot of people complain about with Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 is a lot of bugs. And surely enough, I played it and I personally didn't think there were that many bugs. I think everything went smoothly and it was overall just great. Now, if any of you guys have watched my entire Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 playthrough, you probably will notice how I passed the Yarnaby part pretty easily. And this was because the game actually bugged out and Yarnaby was never, able to spawn. So I could basically complete the entire boss fight without getting chased by Yarnaby. And he only appeared whenever the chase scene started, and then he appeared. This was the only major bug I found, and I was able to complete the game without many issues. Many people say that it was actually very buggy, and I just don't know any buggy parts except for the Yarnaby part, at least for my first playthrough. So if you guys know any areas that you struggled on through your playthrough, if you've done it yet, let me know, because I honestly don't know where all the bugs are at. Remember that Poppy Playtime games have to be tested numerous hundreds of times before they ever are allowed to be released. If you're scared to buy Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 because you're scared of having a bad experience because of bugs, I honestly wouldn't worry about it, as these games go through pretty strict testing. The next thing people complain about is gameplay. They say that the gameplay is bad, which for most of the time I actually can agree pretty much. The gameplay does feel a little bit dry at times. For example, at the start of the game, the entire purpose of your gameplay is literally just to shoot off a bunch of mini huggies and smiling critters. So yeah, I actually have a lot to agree when people say that the gameplay is bad. And unfortunately, I also have a lot to agree with the next part. Pianosaurus. Many people actually dislike Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 because of Pianosaurus' appearance. Many people even theorize that he would be the main character of Chapter 4. He would be the biggest boss fight, have a cool chase scene, etc. All of this hype was all for a 37-second appearance by Pianosaurus, where he would then get absolutely obliterated by Doughy. I personally think that this really was a bad decision for what they could have done with Pianosaurus, as he did have way too much hype just for a 37-second appearance. But don't take this the wrong way, I really do love Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. It continues to have the quality of the rest of the Poppy Playtime series in my opinion. Amazing animations, great graphics, and it's overall an amazing horror game nonetheless in my opinion. Recently, the reviews of Chapter 4 have also started to go back up. Before, the percentage of the reviews was a 62%, and it has recently climbed to a 65%. So if you're planning on buying Poppy Playtime Chapter 4, make sure to leave it a good review so that we can boost it back up. As I agree with many people who say that Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 was worse than Chapter 3. People who just think it's okay. But what I do not agree with is it having mixed reviews, as it's still a very good game. It just didn't meet expectations, nothing more than that. In no way am I trying to hate on the Png series, but Cartoon of Png 4 does not deserve to have better reviews than Chapter 4 of Poppy Playtime.